Back again.
There. We are in the 12th episode here of this great installment of What's the Play podcast, everyone. This week, we just want to, give a shout out and excuse the absence of
King
our
DV.
counterpart, King DV. He is on vacation this week. So it's our show today. You got me, your boy Liano.
Dave and PR. Let's
We
get
here.
into it.
Let's have a great show today. Let's get it in.
Yes, sir. So there's so much to talk about, man. But let me see what you think about this man right here. How you feeling? How you feeling about how you feeling it about Mr. Aaron Rodgers finally making a decision?
Yeah, I do, man. 8 and 9. So, I'm happy that this fiasco is over. Happy it's over. They got the guy that they wanted. This is who they waited for. This is why they didn't draft when they did. Supposed to draft certain players. So now he's coming to mandatory camps and he plans on signing. The interesting thing is that they play the Jets week 1. So that, I mean this is right on time for some more cinema here, going on. So he's right on time. Let's see if they gel well and see what happens, if this is going to elevate them in any type of way. I know Pittsburgh is probably happy. They're going through hoops that they'll make the playoffs with 9 or 10 wins again, and then get bounced out the first round, man. So I mean, he'll retire eventually, I guess. So I mean, good for them.
Oh man, I feel like they should have drafted Shador. I feel like waiting on Aaron. I don't understand the move. I think he should have retired 2 years ago. So I really don't get it. But at the same time, I mean, if that's what they want, maybe they see and know something we don't know. This is a win now move, but I feel like they could have got Aaron and still draft Shador. I would have signed Aaron and had Shador as the number 2 behind him. That way you got somebody he can learn from, and then now you got your starter for next year and for the future. But I mean, maybe they, like I said, they see something we don't see, but I don't see this ending well. I see them being the same Steelers, and I just don't like him as a locker room presence. Like, how he gonna? That's probably why they had to trade Pickens, because they couldn't have 2 crazies on the team together.
Man, probably why that had
like, look, we can't have both of them in the locker room. We could deal with one, but I mean, this is a better option than what they had at quarterback. So I guess it's a win for them. But
right.
I don't know how much better it makes them. To be honest, I don't.
If he stay healthy, we'll see. If he get, like I said, if they can build some stability, like I said, Russell Wilson looked great the first couple of weeks, or when he first started with Pittsburgh, when he took over for Justin Fields. But when he took over Justin Fields, Pittsburgh wasn't that bad neither. So I mean, they defensively in their scheme of who they are, they're going to be who they're going to be. But they did lose a lot of pieces. I'm gonna see how the running game is going to be. Want to see how T.J. Watt and that defense come back healthy, how they play. DK Metcalf, I would have been very, very, optimistic about this offense had they kept Pickens.
Yeah,
and had DK, but just swapping out a number 1 for number 1. We'll see if that offensively in the pass game. We'll see if that works. Maybe he can make better. Be on the lookout. I'm sure some old Green Bay Packers or Alan Lazard will be on this team at some point in time. He needs somebody that he knows,
He's gonna bring back Randall Cobb.
Right. He's gonna be on this roster. To pair with DK, another veteran. I can definitely see Alan Lazard going to Pittsburgh. That'll be the number 2 or the 3 slot. He'll have a reliable weapon that he knows. But look, all in all, the fiasco is over. I'm glad. I can't wait till they show the video. Maybe they show the video when he signs the papers. We can just move on, and they can get their ass bust, man. So
you don't sound too enthused. You sound like you don't really see this being a big move.
I'm not impressed. I mean, they had multiple opportunities to draft their future to finally get it right after Ben Roethlisberger back in 2000, 2001. I thought they was going to get Jalen Milroe. They let Seattle get him. So many quarterbacks. Even the quarterbacks that went before Shador, they had an opportunity to get them. Shador went in the 5th round. They still had an opportunity to get them. They're banking all their ducks on this, and if it fails, I guess they're banking their ducks on Arch Manning as a next
Yeah,
year.
I heard a lot of people saying they waiting, but also remember they drafted Will Howard. I'm
Right.
not really.
They did. They did draft Will Howard. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he. I'm not saying he can't be. With the right situation, maybe Will Howard will be. Is the future that we don't know. Maybe be another Kenny Pickett. Who knows? Kenny Pickett has Super Bowl now, man. So I mean,
Not with them though.
not with them. Not with
I
them.
mean, I'm kind of on the same thing. Like I'm happy for them finally getting a starting quarterback because I feel like none of the quarterbacks they had are starter
You're right.
quality. But I also don't see I don't see the big like you said, 9. I think 10 wins is like a great season with Aaron Rodgers. I think
It
that'll
is.
be great if they can get the 10 wins.
Pittsburgh, if you're hearing this, I'm happy for y'all. I'm glad y'all got y'all guy. Y'all may not win 5 games. A great season from Will.
Hey yo. Hey,
God's clown, man.
I feel you on that. Now, since we stick with the NFL and things going on, how you feel about this young man and what you've been hearing about him recently?
Look, man, I'm a big fan of Stephon Diggs, man. I'm also a big fan of not everything should be recorded, and it wasn't his fault. Just like people get to like you gotta read the room. Like this man is a high profile, ain't no regular dude passing off something like you know what I'm saying, like on a yacht. Not everything is for recording, bro. So you know what I'm saying. You gotta live in the moment and rejoice. Or I mean, don't put him in the video. Why somebody just standing there record him? Like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Other than that, he should be able to enjoy his summer, but he should do it in the guidelines. He does have a job, and he does got to abide by guidelines. And his job guidelines are totally different. And if weed is involved, that's totally different as well. Because certain locker rooms ain't gonna have that. Don't matter. They know half the NFL does it. They don't want to see it. Like you know what I'm saying. So they want to see that you're taking it serious and you being a professional. So I think that not everything should be recorded, but Diggs will be all right. He showed up to OTAs. I'm sure he's going to be a very viable weapon over there for Drake May. They gave Drake May some good players around him, man. So I mean, as Stephon Diggs being there is going to be a reliable target. So I hope that this is just that was just what it was, and I think him and Drake May chemistry could build after that.
I mean, yeah, I feel like because it wasn't weed that I seen in the video, it seemed like it was some other harder stuff in there.
All right.
It should have been recorded, or you gotta protect your image and
your
your
brand.
Yeah. So I feel like somebody else recorded. He didn't record, but the season about to start, and you know how hard the NFL is on players, and you coming off an injury. This your chance to show them that you still who you used to be. So I feel like he should. You can enjoy you can enjoy your life, but just be smarter about it. Like you said, no cameras on the boat. Whatever you got to do, just make smarter decisions and keep your circle tight because people like to see the downfall of people, especially our people. So I feel like I'm not going to judge because I don't know what he was really into. Seemed like they had a great time. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, looked like a great time. But I ain't saying don't have fun, but just make sure the media and people don't have cameras around because, like I said, some people thrive off of the downfall because that means somebody on the boat recorded it. Then how did it get out? See what I'm saying? Like somebody.
And then these people will see something recorded off, and then it gets back to like you know what I'm saying. It's just
they pay for that. Some people pay for that. Like I give you 20, 30,000 for that. Listen, I know some of my family members. If some of my family members had something discouraging about me and they give them 30,000, it's out. So
I mean, man, they absolutely, and that's what be happening. All them inside stuff, and then we be getting sent to stuff. Yeah, people got paid for that. Brings me back what we was talking about that Draymond and Paul joint. That only video that got out. I'm sure that person got paid for it. That person said, "I got a video of Draymond and Paul fighting in the joint." I bet you whoever wanted to leak it to do, which was going to get leaked, paid a couple $1,000 for that joint, bro. I'm telling you,
probably more than that. He probably shot this as soon as it happened. Like, just so y'all know.
Right.
That's what I
That was
got.
out of that video, man. So yeah, you know, man, people are always looking for a moment, man. But yeah, you know, he has to be very mindful of that, man. Especially people, you know, got their phones and cameras around. But I hope you know that he's definitely focused on football after the injury. That he comes back and you know he proves that he's still one of the top guys.
Yeah,
In
he'll
the league.
top receiver when healthy.
Yeah. So
Can't knock that. He's definitely one of my
hope that,
favorite receivers. I still think he should have stayed in Buffalo, but that's a whole nother story. I do
oh
want
yeah,
him to be successful.
absolutely. I do
Yeah,
too. I think him and with the talent that they had now, like they asked up. I'm like, man, listen, man, that other get Coleman coming
they
up.
could have look. They could have used him against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Definitely use Stephon Diggs, man. Like that guy.
Yeah.
Good wide receivers,
So
man.
since we on there, we got to touch on the
Great
champs.
talent.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's touch on it,
You got to
man.
touch on the champs. I mean,
What a
this is
move,
another.
man. Like y'all all trade y'all best defensive player, man. It's just crazy. Like
Who our best defensive player? This boy.
it's one of y'all best zone coverage players, man. Like you know, just the
Hey, Mr.
contract safety, man.
Mr.
How you
Inactive Super Bowl. Um, I see people too sensitive. He got the picture on there with his peace sign up, and people, calling him a bum and all that. Listen, we traded for him. The scheme wasn't a good fit for him, and now we traded him back. I personally like that we traded him back to Robert Saleh, so it's a good scheme for him. So it's like even though we're letting him go, we put him in the best situation to be successful, and then it also help our cap space. So I'm not really too heard about it. I just felt like it was a win-win. We signed him to big money. It ain't work out. We still won a Super Bowl without him, and now he gets to go and prove that he's a good player, which I think he will. But
doing?
for us, it was a waste. Now we got an open roster spot to do other things. So I think it was a great move. What you think?
Yeah, it was a. I mean, like I said, it was random. I mean, I knew it was talks about it, but I thought he was at least going to play, you know, this year, and because he did get that contract. But when they traded him, I was like, well, that must have been a mutual thing there. So, I mean, you know, more power to him. I mean, you know, he got a ring, so can't be mad about that. He definitely got a championship. So,
I mean, he didn't contribute
and
to it, but yeah, he definitely got a ring. And
now you can go back, like you said, to a scheme where he may thrive and that he fit better at. So,
mhm.
shout out to Bryce Huff. You know,
Yeah, I ain't mad at him. Go get your
if the
money.
Eagles fan base don't appreciate you, Pop, I do, man. So if you want if you want to get a trade to Dallas, man, you know what I'm saying? Just
I mean, y'all could use him.
hit my jack, Pop.
You gonna
I'll
make it happen for you gonna make it happen for him?
put the word in, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Put the
So
word in.
since we right there with the champs, another thing I noticed. Did you see that what's that? What Vic Fangio said that CD was basically he was a cap casualty, and CD was kind of going off saying no, they just people ain't like him and they had issues with him. He had no issues with that. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that initial
Yeah, they was going
report.
back and forth, so I wanted to bring it up. Like that's another one with the fans. They
That's
going in, they coming at him and all that. But I like CD. I mean CJ. I mean,
yeah.
I'm still mad that he
I did
gone,
see one
but
post today. I see one post. I didn't see the back and forth, but I
mm,
did see one post when he just basically stated, "Oh, yo, you're making it about salary cap."
mhm.
Like that was his rebuttal that I seen. Like it's not about basically saying it wasn't about no salary cap. And then
It was more
Vic saying
personal
it was about salary cap. Like he was saying, nah, it wasn't about no salary cap.
because we ain't really say that much money. But at the same time, I that's another for real. Him happy congratulations to him for helping us in the ring, and I wish him well. It's funny how people and fans choose the team over players. When we watch the teams, organizations do players wrong all the time, and I see people changing now. Oh, he got burnt a few times, or this and that. It's like, yeah, but last year it wasn't this the same. Yeah, wasn't this the same guy? People was like, oh, we shouldn't have let him go. Why this happened? As soon as he come back, top defense again. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
he might have been.
energy, man, everything, man.
It's people just how quickly they forget. He was a big part of us being a great defense. So I wish him well. And I don't mind him being passionate and high act. He not doing nothing criminal or nothing like that. So I just wanted to bring it up to wish my man well. Like, and I hope I'm rooting for the new safety, but I still think I don't agree with that move. But we got to move on from that.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
so
it's just crazy because even removed from when he was, when he went to back from the Eagles into Detroit, wherever he went, and he said he didn't want to leave in the first place. I mean, he was the number one tackler on the team when he came back. I mean, just the energy. Those type of guys, man, they bring a different energy out there in the field.
Yes, they do.
And
That dog mentality.
those glue guys you need, man, for sure, man. But like I said, wishing the best over there where he at, man. So we'll see. Like you said,
he on a good team.
Championship too now. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, he on a good team. Houston's tough.
Yeah. So I mean, he'll fit in as a vet, a Super Bowl champion. He get them young guys in that secondary, right?
See you in the chip.
So I don't know what chip you talk about, man. But
next Super Bowl, we know we're going back to back.
Ain't no bowl games in NFL, but
no, we're going back. We're going back to back, man. We ain't got where. I know where y'all going, man. We're going back to back, man. Get your tickets. You know how it is. Easy work. So, so since we was talking about Mr. Aaron Rodgers, I've been hearing great things about this young man. Training camp, he's been showing that he should have been the first round pick. And I just feel like he's going to be the week one starter. I feel like he's really, if they take the bias out, I feel like they can see the talent. They know he the best quarterback over there. Let's not play the games.
Dimes.
Yeah.
You were seeing the film? Like, am I the only one?
You talking about the one for the touchdown with the ball?
Dimes? Are we watching these throws he's making? I ain't seen nobody in our room.
Ball been right there in their hand. Like, man, listen.
Well, are we seeing those throws that we making? And the team is rallying. The people that is catching, well, they also want Shador to. We see it. It's about how you gravitate. It's about your work ethic. I ain't hearing nothing about his work ethic, anything like that. Yeah. We're talking about pre-interview stuff with headphones on, just like Deion said. Like this guy was raised different, bro. Ain't where are these false reports that came? Who reported it? See, we gotta start really, really going after and putting the people's name out here who is reporting. Like to hide behind shit. So who is reporting that this man did this, that, and the third? Man, come on, man. Nah.
Yeah, they don't do that. That was a hit piece to try to bring his value down and justify this first round talent going that deep in the draft.
Exactly.
So that's all
I can see just like I agree with a lot of the analysts that I watch. I agree with. All right, bet he ain't go to first round. All right, cool. Second, all right, right, depending on availability. Third, all right, cool. When it got to the fourth and fifth, like, come on, bro, he ain't his play on the college field didn't warrant him to be to be in rounds 1, 2, or 3. But the other plays did.
He should have been at the late, maybe a second round pick. I can second round. I'm like, all right, cool. But to go
now we see that just tell him to go out there and earn it. Yeah, easy for you to say. You ain't throwing the ball. You ain't out there playing on the field. Of course, that's his mindset. His mindset is going to be to win and to play for his spot. That's what he's playing for, And I think that, man, I see good things here, man. If the Browns came, like I said, there's 2 teams out there that need quarterbacks, and Browns have plenty. So,
hey, look, the Colts might need a quarterback now.
Listen, plenty of teams that need one. I'll tell you one thing:
Pittsburgh still need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who else you think could be a good fit for Sanders?
Don't let Fragile Rodgers. The Saints, man. I really want him to go to the Saints.
That's what. Pittsburgh and the Saints.
Yeah. Pittsburgh was my number one for him to go to. I thought that would have been a great fit.
Yeah.
Especially, I believe, had they drafted Sanders, they wouldn't have traded Pickens. They would have got DK. He'd have had everything he needed to be successful. Warren would have been okay as far as running back. They could have upgraded that. They probably still can. But there's still a lot of free agents left. I mean, the alien Nick Chubb is still out there. There's plenty. I think J.K. Dobbins is still a free agent. Like, it's some running backs out there.
Justin Simmons, the safety, still out there. Philly.
This is true. I mean, there has been some rumors, that we've been in talks with him too, man. So man, we just trying to be legendary, man. Like, say, like for instance, the Cowboys get Ramsey and Justin Simmons. Like, I mean, you talking about that You talk about that Miami Dolphins defense back in like 2003, like with like Surtain in them, like it'd be crazy, man.
Yo, how do you get to bring y'all in?
It'd be crazy. If you get some
Listen, y'all can have Ramses
big
and Simmons.
to go with Bland. Oh
Smoke.
God, it's
Smoke.
locked down.
Smoke.
We can play Diggs at safety now. He's
Why
a
would you
ball
do that?
hawk.
Why would you do that?
Ramsey at corner, put Bland at corner. We put Simmons, Simmons and Diggs at the safety. Yeah, everybody best bet to run the ball because you ain't passing it. It's bottled up. This airport is closed. Nothing going through the skies on this secondary, bro.
You saying there's a no-fly zone? Get out of here.
At all. Ain't nobody throwing the ball past 30 yards.
I take AJ Smitty over all of them. Easy work. Easy work.
Anywhere that ball is,
ball gonna be right in his hands.
Interception, man.
Touchdown. I ain't worried about none of that.
Like you looking at like a still curtain defense. Like if you give us that type of secondary, man, with Makai leading the front with Dante Fowler.
Let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done.
I'm ready for the season. I really think we have top 5 defense and top 5 offense this year, man. It's gonna be crazy.
You say y'all gonna have a top 5 defense, top 5 offense.
Easy work.
We're gonna come back to that. I got y'all defense. I got y'all defense being top between 15 and 20. I got y'all offense being like 12. Y'all gonna be a good team, but not a great team. That's what I see. 10, 11 wins.
Right. We're gonna be a good team during the season because we're getting all the chemistry and gelling together. We're gonna be a great team come the playoffs.
When is the last time that happened? What is he talking about? You must know something I don't know because what I didn't see.
I know it. That's on ring number 6.
Oh, so you saying this y'all gonna get
No. I'm giving us a 4-year window. Not at all.
So the next 4 years y'all gonna get one.
At least 2.
Next 4 years y'all getting 2. You on that stuff, Diggs.
Uno dos. Uno dos.
Yeah, we gonna
appearances. We'll be playing for something.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to switch gears because when it comes to football, you're not.
Hey, listen, man. It is what it is.
So look, switching gears to the NBA.
Let's get
especially with the finals tonight. But we'll get to that. But right now, of course, we Philly fans. And
guys.
Yes, sir. Both ballers. So we got the 3rd pick. Yep. The rumors is that it'll be Ace Bailey. He'll fall to 3rd. But if you go by fit, Ace Bailey could fit with the Spurs as well. So the reason why I brought these 2 guys up because for me, Ace Bailey is my top choice, but my second choice is Harper. I'm fine with either or, but I want to know how you feel about that.
Look at that Rutgers team, man. It's wow. It's wild that they're standing there and they're probably going to be the number 2 and number 3 pick.
That's dope.
In the same draft. So that's just telling you where the talent level at. And and the Spurs are high on both of them. The Spurs are really high on Harper, really high on Ace Bailey. A lot of the analysts are really high on Ace Bailey. There is a couple that is taking Ace Bailey over Cooper Flag. To be quite honest, in the long run,
I agree with that.
But Harper, 6'5" point guard, solid playmaker. Just the size at the point guard position is going to be a phenomenal fit anywhere. I can see why the Spurs would have that. With Chris Paul by the year, be on his way out.
The issue I have is they got Fox though.
They got Fox, but you running that. Look, Fox is scoring guard though. Like I know he a point guard, but he played fast. But Harper can keep up, and he's a playmaker, and he plays defense. So it could. But that backcourt would be crazy. And then you got Wemby, then you got Vassell, then you got Castle. Oh man, Spurs building right too, man. But even if they get Ace Bailey, they're building right, regardless of which way they go, because of the people that they already drafted in the last 3 years. So, which back-to-back rookie of the years. So this team Spurs have back-to-back rookie of the years. So with Wemby and Castle. So
I hope they go Harper. Because I want Ace Bailey. That's my top choice. But I like both of the players. If we had to get Harper, I don't think that's a bad choice. I would love to run Harper at point and put Maxi at shooting guard. I think that'd be great. But I'm really focused on. I think Ace Bailey and with the team we have will fit seamlessly. I think that's the move. I hope the Sixers don't complicate things. Don't try to trade. Don't try to do nothing silly. Just pick Ace or Harper, and we in good shape. But like I said, I hope it's Ace. But if it's Harper, I'm not mad. But don't get silly because they, analytical. What's his name, Darryl? Don't get on your big computer and start thinking outside the box and doing all
yep,
this craziness. No, bro, we building to win now, and we also preparing for the future when it's Maxi taking over. So please get one of these young men on your team and add some pieces. Sign Grimes back, get Yabu back, and let's make a run at it next year. Please do not get silly. Please.
absolutely. Ace is my top pick too. Because no, we're
Yeah.
not going to get flagged. I mean, we all know Flag's my top pick, but we all also know that Dallas better be picking Cooper Flag and not trading or not doing anything wrong, or main man gonna have to move out of Dallas, man. But so Cooper Flag had
He better pick Cooper.
yeah, Cooper Flag's probably gone, man. So yeah, Ace Bailey would be that. I just hope that we get into the habit of continuing to develop these players, and I hope Ace can just fit into the system here in Philadelphia with the Sixers. I hope we all get healthy. And with all the young talent there, man, I hope he's not deprived by the talent that's there. And I hope it just makes him play better. Like I hope it just makes him grind, play better. He already been playing against NBA talent. He already been training with NBA talent already. So that tells you enough about not everybody getting invited to those type of workouts. So it tells you right there what type of player he can be and how players look at. Like even KD said he reminds him of a young Tracy McGrady. Like these are from scorers,
That's enough. I seen Boogie. I seen PG.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
Boogie said he would pick him. Oh, Boogie was the one he said he picked him over Cooper Flag.
I agree. I like Ace. I like Ace a lot, man. I think his upside is a tremendous. I listen. That's my number one pick. Mine would be Ace, then Cooper, then Harper if I was picking. But I like all three. I think all three are going to have great careers.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah,
the Dallas Mavericks pick Ace Bailey.
That's because
the Spurs pick Harper.
Of course you would be mad because you like dude.
We have no choice but to pick Cooper Flag.
You saying it like, oh, I guess so.
we have no choice but to pick Cooper Flag. Yeah. It's a win-win. It's a win-win here, man. But
listen, because we everybody say foregone conclusion, but we really don't know. We've seen crazy things happen.
There's rumors that Sixers are not interested, but are entertaining the idea of trading the third pick. Also, the Mavericks as well. They said look out for the Mavericks with the first pick on a trade that they can bring a Giannis or somebody else here for all these picks. I don't know what these teams doing, bro.
That's the only way I see them doing it if they can get Giannis in the bag. But if it's not Giannis,
if it's not him,
like you said, he better pick Cooper or he's gonna be in trouble.
Correct. Get AD healthy, Kyrie come back healthy. I mean, the Mavericks are not bad, As far as
they just AD and Kyrie. Mainly Kyrie. I expect Kyrie back, but AD, he always got injury issues. But speaking of that, one thing we got to discuss too, since we're on basketball right now, is how you feel about Tom Thibodeau losing his job.
Right? Honestly, man, I don't like it, man. I'm disgusted with New York and their fan base for the actions that he did during this playoff run. I'm actually glad that they got eliminated. But
I'm with you.
As far as Tom Thibodeau, the New York Knicks fans, you guys been to one, conference finals or one, whatever else.
Like 29 years, been a while.
20-some years. Thibodeau been there 4 years. Y'all won 4 series. First time y'all was in the Eastern Conference Finals in a long time.
Since 1999 when they went to the finals.
I know his coaching style may be different, but I'm not saying he should have been extended. But his run this year, even with his coaching and situational basketball, should, to me, had granted and warranted him at least one more year.
I agree.
Because especially making that trade and bringing them people, into the fold, maybe another offseason, another year. Whoever y'all get up in free agents, you work back up. Mitchell Robinson already said he gonna come back better. Now,
He lying.
now he see that the other two and other three people all off his bench can play basketball. Now he can use his rotations a little more instead of a 7 to 8 man. Now you can see 10 during the season. You ain't burning out your guys. You know, you ain't doing that. I think he was warranted one more year. And now it opens the door. It opens the door for some coaches. And already Phoenix already hired Cleveland Cavaliers assistant coach. So
Yeah, that was
for
a
the
so
Knicks,
that was a
for the
so
Knicks, I don't know if they're looking for a veteran or looking for a new face. Like you never know what these teams are going to be doing. Like, but there's some names out there. Some names out there.
So look for me, the what I think will be dope, but just probably won't happen is Mark Jackson used to be a Knick from New York. That would be great. Like, that'd be a great story.
And listen,
That would be amazing. But for some reason, whatever he said rubbed the
Mark
sensitive
Jackson
people
ain't
the
have a
wrong
job
way.
since Golden State.
Yeah, that would be a great pick. But if I'm going up my second pick, Mike Malone, they used to play for Denver. I mean, he used to
Yeah,
coach for Denver.
I said
I
that
feel
too
like
as well.
he's from the area and the way he, his demeanor, all that, I feel like he would be a good match. So I feel like
Former Denver coach. I like him over there.
yeah, that would be my two choices. But I think Mark Jackson, that would be a great pick. But I don't know what happened, but I just feel like they blackballed Mark. They're not gonna give him enough opportunity, unfortunately. So I think
Yeah,
it might
like
be Mike
out
Malone.
the league. Like I like no like he's let him broadcast, but like it's cool. I'm confused. Like, did he not coach that Golden State Warriors team? Like, did he
Oh, they
not?
said his disagree, like he disagreed with a lot of things, like religiously and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He believes things that they don't agree with. So I don't know what happened, but all the details. But I feel like he deserves. It's been long enough. Give Mark Jackson another chance, man. With the Knicks, it'd be great.
he would.
Great story.
That would be a good homecoming, man. I mean, this guy. Yeah, man, that'd be a good fit. I mean, you got Mike Brown out there. You got the coach from
They
Memphis
did him
Grizzlies.
wrong too with the Kings.
They did. They did. They did a lot of people. They did the Grizzly coach wrong. I mean, his name out.
Yeah, I forgot about him. That's another good coach out there. So now it's crazy how I know it's a players' league, but like the first choice is always to cut the coach. Like that's always the answer. I wonder how they feel because the Grizzlies about to rebuild. So I hope they and to be honest, I get another one about the Knicks. I feel like the Knicks were better last year. I feel like they missed Dante, they missed Hartenstein. I feel like that team was better. They even though they had injuries, I would have tried to bring that team back. Because maybe he would have trusted the bench more if he had those guys. Maybe that's why he kind of stuck with his main guys that he know, and that was the downfall. But I feel like the Knicks now I see them talking about KD and Giannis. I personally think the Knicks are
they're saying that they had actually explored a trade for KD. That never came out. But remember when the Suns said he was available and he didn't know shit about it. Though the Knicks was inquiring about him. So I mean, to the guard, it was talks there. The KD and Kyrie would have went to New York had the Knicks had drafted Zion if they would have got the first pick, but they didn't get the first pick in the draft. The Pelicans did. So they wanted to get RJ Barrett, which RJ Barrett is a good player.
I like RJ.
But the is a good player for Toronto. He's definitely a great player over there with his own team. But had they got Zion, KD got they were talking about KD in New York 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. So it's crazy, like 4 or 5 years ago, man. Like that's
time be flying, right? Look, speaking of that, good segue. You brought up Toronto. How you feel about the rumor that KD and Giannis are in talks where they might go both would love to play in Toronto? How would you think that up?
Man, listen, this is not the first time this happened, man. Like you understand, like LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, like all these players during like the summertime.
Yep.
When they take the breaks, when they talk to each other, that they talk about, man. And I like I said earlier, I do believe that Giannis and KD actually mesh very well together because some of the fact that of the spacing on basketball court. Giannis is more of an interior, inside, outside. KD can beat you. KD's a 3-level scorer, so he can play outside and not take up the spacing and stuff like that. Giannis gonna play defense. KD play defense, but Giannis is younger and more athletic, could bail a lot of stuff out. KD, you imagine those two 7-foot banging down there, and they already got a center. Man, it will be crazy. You got Scotty Barnes over there. You got RJ Barrett. Now, I'm not sure if they will be
They're
involved
gonna
in
get traded
trade
soon.
or anything.
You got
One of them
quickly,
will have to get traded. So I
but,
don't.
but
I don't know.
but that's the problem I have. Why I say
Yeah.
I don't see the reason. It's not like they're free agents and you sign them. You're gonna have to give up a lot from your team, a lot of assets to get these guys. So I personally feel like maybe one. If they can get Giannis, I think that'll be good. But to get both, you're going to deplete your team, and I just don't see it working in the long run. It's going to be nice on paper, but I just don't see it working out in the long run. I feel like if they can get maybe a Giannis, I think that'd be a good move for them for Toronto to have a star and then build around that. But I feel like they get both. I don't see it working out honestly. I don't. I think they should keep building because they got a nice little young team. They just got to keep building. But I feel like if they can get one star like a Giannis, that'll work. But getting both, because look at the finals right now. OKC and the Pacers. What they showed you is depth. They have 10 to 11 guys that they can play. That's the way you win it now. Having 5 to 7 guys is not enough. Every team that had 5 to 7 guys, they eliminated. They lost. That's why injuries happen. You're playing guys 40, 48 minutes a game. They burnt out. Like it's just a lot of things I just see the way the pace of the game and all that. I just feel like you need a complete team. And I feel like them top heavy 3 stars and you could just win it like that. How Miami did it. And people sleep on everything. Miami, they sleep on Miami and they go by, oh, they had 3 stars. Bro, Miami, he had a bench. It
Yeah.
was they had a nice overall squad. Like
Everybody that knew how to that had different roles, man. You had people that
exactly knowing your roles.
defense, rebounds, blocks. They had it all. So
Yeah,
I mean, the formula is there though, depending on how much Toronto gives up. They do have picks. So like I said, but you have to trade for both of them. So
that's why I'm saying you're gonna lose a lot to get both of them.
yeah, they ain't free agents. So like you got to trade for both of them, man. But where could this guy possibly go?
Are they? Because they said he
Well,
definitely
with
been
Phoenix.
traded.
Right now, he will not be playing with Phoenix come October. That's not happening. It's
Yeah,
already
they said
done.
he definitely leaving.
It's done. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And then once that report came out, I know he out because he ain't saying nothing, bro. Like I know he out, bro. His time in Phoenix is done. So I think he'll play the latter part of his career somewhere else. I'm would actually honestly I would not be surprised if it's the Dallas Mavericks because I say that because Kyrie's his best friend. And they tried this before in Brooklyn, but now if they get a Cooper Flag, better cast, they already got a better cast around them. If AD can possibly just play the whole season, which he did the year before with the Lakers, he did.
Who they go? But who? Well, but they got to give up somebody. Who would they give up to get?
I
Get
know,
them?
man. I don't know. That's the question. I mean, honestly, that's the question. I mean, I look. That is the question. I mean, do you give up AD? I don't know, man.
I feel like the only
AD and the Suns could be a good fit for Booker, and I don't know, man. Yeah.
I think the one
You
on
got to
here,
give them a lot.
Houston, that team is tough. Now, if you could switch, if you could get him a young Jalen Green, I'm trading. I do Jalen Green, but that'd be tough.
Inconsistent, but
Because yeah, what I'm saying is, but that's a young guy they can put next to Booker. It makes more sense for them. They want to get younger because we also know they don't want Beal, which I understand. So
right, they
they
are. They want him to
they don't
return.
want him. You should have never did the trade. But I think Houston would be intriguing because they got a lot of assets. But I would try to keep most of their core together. But a Jalen Green with some picks, that's not a bad. It's not a bad situation for Phoenix. I don't know no better trade you can get.
No, it's not. It's not a bad situation.
And then for Houston, I think that'd be crazy. Could you imagine?
That's what Houston was missing with that person that was going to get a bucket
That's what
at
I'm
the
saying.
end of it. Now, granted, Amin Thomas, that young guy, he's going to be phenomenal.
He's tough.
He's phenomenal. Van Vliet, dangerous.
Shagun is one of my favorite young players. Oh man,
even Dylan Brooks, man.
Look, Jabari Smith.
Jabari,
they got a team, bro. Like think about it. You swap Jalen Green with KD, bro.
KD out there, and then you fit one of them other people in the 2 guard position, which which they got back there, one of them younger guys or whoever they draft or free agent coming there.
It's not a bad situation.
No, Houston. Him going to Houston is not bad.
And you in Houston, bro. Come on, man.
Not a bad.
So
no,
yeah, that's if I was Phoenix and KD, I'd be trying to do something like that, like trying to do something that benefit both teams. I kind of like that Houston move. Man, pay attention to that.
Yeah, because I'm sure he going to be in part of the trade because like y'all just not gonna trade that man to Charlotte. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just give up. Just give him
Because
out here.
because you screw that team, you screw Charlotte because he ain't gonna play. It's gonna be a buyout, and then he
Oh
gonna
yeah,
sign
he gonna be like, listen, I'm not
where he
doing this.
wanted to go, and then
No,
he
I,
gonna
I
sign
think
wherever he wants. So
I think they're gonna respect him and give him his. He probably got a list of teams he
right,
prefer to go to.
yeah, and they
You
gonna
don't,
try to make some happen.
yeah, you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do him bad because then players ain't gonna want to come play with you. So I
Yep.
definitely think
Man, back to Brooklyn? Like, nah, bro. That's a buyout. Like this man not gonna play for y'all. So
facts. But
he
I
gonna
kind
buy
of
out.
now I'm thinking about it, man. I like that Houston move a lot.
Yeah,
I
I
be,
mean that's a good move.
man,
That is a
switch
good move. The Houston fit could be very, very, very interesting. Very dangerous. I
because I
mean,
think
these
they
guys are
listen.
already second
They
and
was only
third.
missing experience. They was only missing experience, bro. If they had extreme experience, they'd be Golden State. They didn't have the experience factor. They're young, but that's
And
a
that's
good
why I
team.
knew Golden State was going to win that series. It just comes down to that factor. Even when granted, I wish Steph didn't get hurt in the next
That's,
series, but
that's the next series. So
I wish
wait. Speaking of that, so you think if Steph don't get hurt, do they beat Timberwolves?
absolutely 1,000%.
But
Because the focus is on Steph. Jimmy gonna have 30 before you know it. Everybody was playing a different role because you too worried about this man getting off. And if you don't worry about this man getting off, then he's getting off, and then and you're down 10 within 2 minutes. So I think he changes the game a little bit. Aspects. See, when you didn't have that threat of somebody like that on the court, just play.
everything's
I don't
changed.
want it changes a little bit. You get play up.
Jimmy got,
Great.
Jimmy got the ball in his hand.
Balling. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but they was cool with Draymond getting his. We're gonna make it tough for Jimmy run two people at him.
and
Draymond might get his, but
Kaminga
everybody else
came in and did his thing. But look, it was too
it
little, too
wasn't
late.
enough. But at the same time, I still think OKC would have smoked them though. I think OKC would have still made it to the finals. It wouldn't have changed nothing.
It would have been Game 7. I think because they went to Game 7 with Denver, I think they would have been to Game 7 with Golden State too as well.
I think OKC a different
It'd be
animal.
Game 7, and then who knows? If the chef come, they cook, man. You know that.
Oh man.
They cook. Speaking about Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I think they just don't get me wrong, they did well, better than I thought. I think they'd have made it to the final, West Finals, but I got OKC was the best team. I feel like they would have still made it.
They was.
Switching gears back to we're Philly podcast. One of my favorite new Philly athletes, my man Boots Ennis.
Boots.
It was rumored that this was gonna be a fight. I had Boots ending my man Lopez's career. But they said it was canceled. He been online acting crazy, saying like basically trying to clown Boots. But then T.O. was supposed to fight Hanley, and then he backed out because he said personal reasons. Right. So I was started off with what do you think of T.O. and his inability to seem like he seemed like he don't really want to fight, but he always got something to say. What you feel about that?
Well, yeah, man. Like he out of nowhere. I don't know if it's been like that, but now I'm starting to see him a lot more talking. He's getting too commercial now. Like these podcasts, it's entertaining. But Teofimo was I used to watch his boxing match. He's very talented, man. Like, we in a day and age where now we're trying to get the main fights, the big fights where people are actually fighting, top contenders. And about time that Boots do get a fight like this because it's been way overdue. And this can lead him to the other fights, so the Devontae Davis fight, the fight gonna move on the ladder. Look, man, the personal matter with Haney, I wanted to see that fight. It's off now. It was supposed to be scheduled for August unless they're pushing it back. Again, whatever's going on. But I mean the Boots fight, man, it just I don't know, man. For Boots, I feel sorry because I feel sorry, but I know he's gonna stay focused. But it seemed like, man, he just never getting the fair share. He go on there, he putting on these shows and he wants to fight these people. They don't want to fight. I'm so confused. So I'm like, I don't know what to say, but I mean, there's a lot of good fights. I ain't gonna take away from boxing. Boxing has been very entertaining. A lot of good fights have been happening. The people that are supposed to fight each other are fighting each other. This is just another list of fights that are supposed to happen that should happen. So I hope that Boots and Lopez fight does happen. at some point in time. If you don't have it this year, then Cinco de Mayo weekend next year or something like that. But
I
then
don't think
Boots
it's
have
gonna
to take a fight. So Boots will have to take a fight either September or
It ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna
October.
happen because T.O. know what I know. Boots is gonna whip his ass. What's that? He know that. That's why he talking. But the rumor was, I mean, being fair, they said Boots backed out, but we don't know the logistics. You don't know if it was money.
Yeah,
You don't know what's going on. But I know if they got in the ring, I'm taking Boots by eighth round. I think he a tier two. Like I don't like T.O., but I think Boots is a different breed. So I feel like that's why he online talking to my T.O. because he know skill for skill. He don't want none. He don't want none of Boots, for real, for real. And then it just shows because he could have fight Hanley. Then why you bet? Now he
right.
got personal
That's why
reasons.
I
Not
wanted
saying we don't know his reason might be legitimate, but
yeah,
if you have personal reasons, why even negotiate with Hanley? Like what? It's just it's real coincidental, real ironic that every time you about to fight, there's always something going on. So I feel like Tio just
yeah,
be
now,
talking.
yeah, all
It's
of a
time.
sudden.
It's time to use show what you got with your hands. Or be quiet.
Yeah, I think dude, it's just at this point, he's just talking too much. But
Yeah.
whatever's going on, personal, I hope it's
If
him.
it's
And
serious, yeah, we wish him well if it's serious, but it just seemed like it always happened during fight time, always something going on. But moving
that's
along, talking about somebody that's scared to fight until to somebody that will fight anybody and coming out of
right,
retirement is my man Pac. What you think
man.
about him? Come back.
This guy, Pacquiao coming out of retirement, man. Hey, listen, that fight card. I mean, I seen it, man. It's all right, man. You know, Pitbull fighting on that joint too.
I like Pitbull.
Yeah, I like his heart.
And
He's a
Pac need that.
special.
Listen, Pac need that check.
Pac
Listen,
Bow is the main event. It's going to be a good fight. I'm surprised he came out of retirement to do this, and then making the statement that he
he
wants
want
this fight, and then he want to fight Devontae Davis next.
he want that paper.
Pac trying to bring all that bread back, bro. Like he ain't win, lose, or draw. I mean, oh man, you feel me?
I think he
Like,
win this. I think he win this one, and I
I
think
do.
Tank should take that fight because that's going to be major money. And
I
I
think he
think
should. I think the Davis and Pacquiao fight could be the big, yeah,
it'd be a big
big
fight. And
fight.
I think he gonna need smelling salt like he did with Marquez. He fight Tank, but but at the same time, I respect Pac. He a great, and he will fight anybody. But I feel like
That's a fact.
he shouldn't have to come back. But at the same time, I feel like it's a money move. I can't be mad at him, but I
Definitely
thought
money.
he had enough and did enough where he should be riding off in the sunset. He has nothing to prove. So do I want to see it? Yeah, because I'm a Pac fan. But at the same time, I also don't want to see him get hurt. Yeah, he
Yeah,
older. I don't want you to get hurt. You
right.
know, boxing is serious. So I think he'll win his next fight. But honestly, if I was him, I might want to leave Tank alone. You know, like it's safer. There's safer fights out there because Pac is a big name. But I guess he's saying he look whoever got the check. He like I'm with it.
Well, and I mean, I think that's what was reported with Davis. Like, if Pacquiao wins that fight, and Davis and Roach too, once that is over, that's the next fight, man. You know, Davis and Pacquiao, man. We'll see, man.
Oh,
What all would transpire, but I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the fight, of course. I want to see how Pacquiao comes out, see how he trains. He's an older boxer, like you said. The only thing we don't want is for him to get hurt, man. That's all. But Pacquiao come out there with some lightning. I mean, he got that fire spirit, man. So he got an itch. He got an itch that he got to scratch. So I guess that's why he came out of retirement, man.
he looked
Seen
at
this
that.
movie
He
before,
looked
man.
at his account and was like, "Listen, it's time to go back." Speaking of that, we got a older fighters, man. One of my favorite fighters, especially with footwork and how he moved, was Lomachenko. Lomachenko
Lomo.
just decided to hang it up. What's your thoughts on Lomachenko and his
Yeah,
retirement?
that was man, that was out of nowhere, man. But I mean, Lomo's great fighter, Hall of Fame boxer will be. I mean, he was great to watch. Whatever his reasons for retirement, I mean, look, I'm glad that he's retiring with good health. So
True.
and that
Very true.
he's able to spend it with his family and do that. If he feels though that's his time to get away from boxing, like I said, it was suddenly not for us, but for him, it probably was something that's probably was alien that he that he was contemplating for a while now. So it's like I said, Pacquiao retired. I mean, maybe Lomo will come back for the right for the right price, for the right fight. for the right fight. I mean, when you know, when people ain't trying to fight you and stuff like that, man, you just gotta retire, man. I guess his belts will be vacated, I guess, and then people will fight for him or whatever. But yeah, that was surprising, man. Lomachenko's a great boxer, very skilled fighter. I
Yeah,
love it.
he one of the few. Yeah, his footwork and how he used to move and disguise his punches. Like, yeah, Lomo,
Yeah,
one of the most exciting fighters. Still think he had a lot left. I ain't gonna lie. Few fights I've seen, they get other people. I thought he won.
yeah,
But we ain't gonna hate on nobody. But at the
not
same
at all.
time,
Not
you
today.
know, yeah. But at the same time, yeah, I'm happy for him. I personally I like boxers. I'm punchers and stuff is cool, but I like the science. So defense, footwork, really being technical. So yeah, Lomo was up there. My favorite boxer is Floyd, of course, but seeing
Yeah,
Lomo and Pac is up there for me. Crawford. I just like technique. I like people that can break you down with their mind, also with their fists. So them type of fighters, I'm a fan of.
respect. Yeah, that's
So
respect. So,
since we,
shout out to Lomachenko, man.
yeah, man, he could have came back and got it. Listen, Pac could do it. Lomo, like you said, Lomo could come back. Somebody put that bag in front of him.
Exactly.
Overseas, like, look,
Look,
I use 50 million. Line it up.
I ain't
Line it up.
man. Call me, man. You want me to get in there. I trained for 6 months, man. What's about it, man?
Bro,
Take a dive for a meal. I take one.
he don't look just like Martin, bro. Leave that alone. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want
All right.
you don't want
I'm,
that. So
I'm
look,
beyond the script. I'm a knock. I'm gonna land a punch. They will be like,
so if you could pick a fight, you gonna take it down. Who you fighting?
anybody. I don't care who it is.
Whatever.
And actually, I'm not diving unless I'm really like hurt. I ain't to hurt myself. Like
Oh, so
I'm,
wait. So if you
I'm
win
more
it, you
so
can finish
I'm
it. But if you
boxing.
lose it, you're gonna die.
I'm boxing. Like these hands is gifted. I'm gonna leave them lifted.
Hey, you talk about anybody. You can't fight no heavyweight. What's up with this, bro?
Anybody. Well, my weight I would kind of classify as a heavyweight, but light heavyweight. But I would probably I with my power, I would probably fall into probably maybe the middleweight or welterweight division.
So you'll fight Bud.
Uh Anybody, Bud, Canelo.
How much would you want?
Well, not no fundraiser money. I mean, but we gotta put some bread up. I mean, I take nothing lower than 50 stacks. Nothing lower.
50,000?
That's it. That's all I require.
You gonna get your brain knocked around for 50,000?
I won't. Honestly, if the bet on FanDuel, take the underbuck.
Bro, we supposed to be talking millions. Tell me, give me 10 and I'm in there.
But look, yeah. I mean, look, that's all cool. Look, I told you a mill, bro. I'm straight, bro. Look, but I'll get in the ring with anybody with the proper time to train. Like I want to do the whole HBO joint where what do you see me?
You want to do the old 24/7 joint?
Yeah. I want them to see I'm putting in the work, bro. This is what I used to do when I was 13 or 15, man. So like I was wanting to see like the little story, like yeah, man, and she'll be back in front of Joe Frazier's gym where I was born and bred. You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
Man.
That's all.
Yo, something really wrong.
That's the but yeah, I get in a ring with Bud. Hey, Terrence Crawford, if you're listening, you all get this clip, man. I mean, look, if you ever want to spar, you ever want to do anything, man, and look, it be off camera. You ever like just like the Rocky movie. This is gonna be me and you, but like I'm down.
That's why you need good people in your corner. But
I'm down.
Crazy. Something wrong with him. We ain't doing that.
I'm down with it.
We good.
Punch his head off.
No, but I'm glad boxing is. First of all, they need to start fighting each other because I feel like it's been. Why y'all fighting once a year, maybe twice? Like, bro, it's too many good fighters, young fighters. Y'all should be fighting like 3 times a year. Like, why y'all playing? What y'all waiting for?
That's true.
y'all know the top names. Started getting y'all name up, y'all resume up, so y'all can get these big fights. But I'm happy for the Bud and Canelo one. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad that that's signed still.
Tank and Lamont. I got Tank in that one. It's some good fights coming up that we could look forward to. The next one
Yeah.
I believe will be the Tank and Lamont one. That's the next one I'm looking forward to, and then after that it'd be Bud and Canelo. But I
Yep.
mean, and I guess now we gotta look out for Pac. You watching Pac?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that fight. I want, like I said, I want to see how retirement, how this training went. I hope they have a little special so I watch it. I do enjoy those videos for the pre-fights and all that stuff like that. So I'll be looking out for his fight, and I hope it's very entertaining, man. Of course, I'm a bet on it, of course. So I mean, we'll see. You know,
You got Pac winning.
Pacquiao by decision, yeah, for
You
sure.
got him winning by. I think Pac gonna beat Boy up. Um, I think by the fourth round, Pac gonna start looking like his old self a little bit.
I mean, we'll see. Manny Pacquiao.
I also seen him lose to a teacher before, so we don't know what Pacquiao we're gonna get.
Ah,
Um,
yeah,
so
that's it. All depends on his training regimen and what he's been doing off retirement. Like just like basketball shape. You don't expect to just get back in the ring and just automatically got it. You gotta
different.
be
Yeah, he's
training.
different.
I know he's a politician and stuff too. So
Yeah, he does. He does a lot.
training, man. Because
So it's been a common theme on like previous podcasts where I've been talking about. I feel like a lot of Philly athletes from different sports and stuff like don't get appreciated enough. And when I bring up the first thought, I want you to tell me the first thought when I bring this picture up of this young man. What would you if somebody said the first thing about what would you think about?
Andre Iguodala uh, is a Hall of Fame player.
Oh wow,
He's a Hall of Fame player for a couple of reasons. He did make some all defensive teams, I believe.
true.
He was good offensively and defensively. He was the one of the only people to not be a leading scorer to win Finals MVP on a team that rarely had three players that was better than him. At the time, if you look at that resume alone, the people that has gotten in that don't have rings, he does. He has rings, and he also has a good track winning record. When the Sixers was taking a dive and traded Drew Holiday when he was an All Star, Andre Iguodala, Lou Williams team, that Sixers team was very competitive.
Listen,
You know,
like I said, I feel like a lot of times in sports, just because you don't win the big game or win a championship, don't mean you wasn't a great athlete. And I feel like after Allen Iverson and after we made a mistake and traded him to Denver, Iguodala got put in a position that really wasn't for him, but he played great. I remember us beating Derrick Rose, even though Thibodeau messed up Derrick Rose's career. He should have been fired because of that. Um, when we played the Bulls, where we eliminated them, we was the AFC. I mean, multiple game winners. Like you said, played defense. He really was a great wing player. They just never built around him the correct way. But I feel like fans and stuff gave him a bad rap. This dude was a consistent 16 to 18 points per game player, good defender, can defend your number one option, great teammate. I feel like I was so happy when he left, went to Denver, and then he ended up going to Golden State. Because I don't know if you heard, Stephen Curry said that was the first step into them becoming a championship team. It was when Iguodala decided to go to Golden State. So I feel like he's a very underrated player, and I feel like people should go back and look at his highlights and see what he did. I mean, bro, first another thing, they cheated him out that dunk contest. Yeah, I'm still mad about that. Yeah, I threw it off the backboard
oh
and he came
yeah,
around. Oh,
absolutely. That was my pick dunk contest. Iguodala definitely should have had a dunk contest, John.
oh
Too. I
man.
was very impressed with his resume, his play on the court. Iguodala at his prime was a elite defender,
Mm-hmm.
athletic offensive talent. So, I mean, with that being said, the picture, let alone and the stuff that he's still doing for the league and the organization, just his mind in basketball, man. So, like, it's just, I do believe he does get in at some point in time. I could be older when it happens, but he'll again.
He says it's gonna be some time, but he might get in.
Yeah, I
I ain't
think
expect that.
I think there's a big I think there's a big chance that Andre Iguodala would get into the Hall of Fame.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't
If
expect that.
he met all the criteria, and I got to look up the criteria again. I'll have them next show. The criteria of the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
he might not have all the individual numbers, but he definitely had accolades.
Correct. The accolades to get in the Hall of Fame. There's some key components. So I think if he has those, and plus the championships, again, I'm not saying everyone that runs the championship deserves the Hall of Fame. It's not that, but take his play off the start of that Golden State dynasty to me was Andre Iguodala's play on both ends of the
Yeah.
field. Proved that on the court against LeBron and them, against many teams in the West, at that. So, and the other teams that he played for. So
True.
every team he played
Every
for,
team he
he
played with, he was a positive.
yeah,
Uh,
he was a valuable asset to
yeah,
anybody's team. So
everything he won everywhere. So speaking staying in basketball, we know tonight is NBA Finals Game One. I don't know who you got, who you think winning, but what do you think about the finals? The Pacers against OKC. Who you got winning? How you think the matchup is gonna go?
yeah, man. The finals, man. I mean, I like this series, man. I like the talent on both teams, both benches. I have a lot of favorite players on both teams, man. It's
Yeah.
really good. But if I'm gonna go through a bold prediction of how I think it's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
Pacers in six, man. That's
Whoa.
that's my
Whoa. I didn't expect you to say that. Why do you think Pacers is six?
Pacers in six, man. I just believe that
Wow.
you'll you'll figure it out. And I believe that Carlisle will figure it out. Say, like, for instance, if they lose this game one and they review the tape, they'll see what works. They'll see what didn't work. But as long as they keep these games close, they Indiana always has a chance if they
Yeah,
keep the game.
they're a fourth quarter team for sure.
They have been known to be very resilient this whole playoffs. And if the players that come on the bench like Matherin and Nate Smith and all of them, if the other guys and Nimrod, if the other guys come off and play well,
He shut Jalen down that last game. That
they
series.
have a chance. And if he plays that defense on somebody else on the other side, they have a big chance to win. And Halliburton has to be consistent every game. He has to look for it. He has to make. Siakam has to stay consistent. But I think they bang. Miles has to bang with Chet some type of way. Somebody got to be physical in this series. And I believe the Pacers can be the more physical team. So
Oh wow.
uh uh OKC's the best team in the NBA.
I agree.
But they may not be the best team in this series. So
Wow.
I
I
do
ain't seen
believe
that.
that Pacers got a chance. Now, granted, I don't care if OKC blow them out one game by 50. That doesn't matter. That's one game. OKC got blown out by 40 to the Timberwolves. They still beat them in
That's
five.
true.
So
That's why it's a series. You
it's all
gotta
about how you bounce back and how you learn from
yeah.
it and come
But
back.
I
I
think
think
I
the Pacers
think
are very resilient.
yeah, I think they both great teams, but I feel like everything the Pacers can do, OKC could do better. I
Mm,
feel like you put Halliburton against SGA. I love Halliburton what he done this year, but SGA is a little better than me. Um, Nate Smith, but you put Smith and I like Miles Turner. He didn't really show up as he should, but I take Harkenstein and them over Miles Turner. Even like you said, you put Chet in there. I just feel like what the Pacers do to OKC is them on steroids. I feel like OKC just a better team. I got OKC in six, but I would love for it to go to game seven and down to the wire. I mean, I just want to see good basketball. I think it's going to be great basketball, but I just think OKC is a better team. But no matter who win, I just want to see a great series.
oh
And I
yeah,
hope it's a long series,
man. Yeah,
and it's exciting. Because being real, this has been one of the most exciting playoff runs I've seen in a long time. I ain't gonna lie, the playoffs been kind of whack the last few years. So like I ain't watching it as a fan. There's been a lot of great series this year. So that's what I'm happy about. Well, our Sixers not being in, and unfortunately, I was happy to actually see great games where I can really just sit down and be like, wow, this is what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, I'm
agreed.
excited. But I didn't expect you to say Pacers in six. That was you got to bet on that one. You got to put that in FanDuel.
Pacers in six.
That happened. You get some money on that one.
Man. I know. Even if they lose game one, I may wait till after game one because they say like if the Pacers lose game one, the odds gonna go up.
Yeah,
Pacers,
yeah. So you
and
saying you got the inside track?
man. Like I'm gonna let the odds go up. See. I bet with FanDuel. You know what I'm saying? I like the bigger odds, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because
So
you know what's crazy? Because you know that when them odds flip like that, you know what's gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, the other team gonna win.
I like the odds.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Even if
I
it was
like
two, even if it was 2-0 OKC, that third one I'm betting Pacers. Like you got
yeah.
to know how to play
On
gambling.
the
Like
home games, yeah. If the only job, like I say every series with any away team, your only job is to stay close, stay competitive, and maybe steal a game. If you steal a game, that's your only job. Is
win
if
one
you steal
away.
a game, good. If you don't, protect home court. Like those are the things that you have to do in order to win
Yep.
a playoff series. So if the Pacers can do what they've been doing and still a game,
Mhm.
uh, I like it. I like him 6, man. I like that. Man, I just feel like one of these games. I know OKC had a test with Denver. They really just been playing very great basketball, but they have an off game, and it transcends to them being down in the series. I got to see how they resilience is
I
because
mean, they lost by 40 and they came back and blew them out. So
I mean this is true, man. But
yeah,
you know,
they
like
they they
it,
different. OKC different.
it pitches up 3-1. Like I'm
Now you
picking.
can put them up 3-1. Yeah,
You know what I'm
OKC not
saying?
losing. OKC not losing this series, dog. I
I
know
know, man.
OKC
A lot of people got. I see your boy Hove got a 2.5
better.
million
Yeah,
OPC
Trump change.
winning in 5.
Chump change for you, man. So you listen. You might as well go on the road with the winners. Go ahead. If he said it,
You
it's
know,
gonna
if
happen.
OPC winning 5, he win 2.5.
I give you another one. Who you think on each team? One player from the Pacers, one player from OKC. Who you think is an X factor? Like that's gonna show up and might win them a game, or that people might not expect.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you said that. I like Matherin on the Pacers off the bench. I think
Okay.
when you come off the bench and he had those 2 20 points games off the bench when he was moved to the bench before the regular season ended. You thought maybe he wasn't going to be in the rotation or anything like that, but he shows his resilience, his fight. So when him coming in the bench with OB and all them, I think Ben Mathen is the Pacers
X factor.
go-to X factor for OKC. Uh, I mean, you can go down the list with them, but
See, that's why I think they're gonna win.
you want to listen and pick who you think going to be an X factor for them. But for me, Jalen Williams has to play great. SGA needs that Robin, and he is that Robin. So
So I feel like I'm with you on Matherin. Nimrod is a good X factor too. I feel like he needs to continue to play great. Him and TJ was like my two. I'm debating could be a X factor for the Pacers. For
yeah,
OKC, I'm being biased because he's played with the Sixers. My man Isaiah Joe gonna come in and hit some big shots, help them win a game.
yeah. I like Joe as a 3-point shooter.
But no, overall, I just think it's gonna be a great series. I can't wait.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I think. But those would be my two X factor. I just believe that SGA is going to be what he's going to be, but Jalen Williams has to be that Batman. I mean that Robin, and he has to be consistent in order for them to still be that. But if the bench for the Pacers can come and give them quality minutes and scoring off the bench, I like Obi Toppin off the
yeah, they
bench.
let's see. Okay, so you got a bench too. That this is a good series, man.
It is.
This
It
is,
is.
this is a good series.
The others have a good series, then it's going to be.
It's
It's
gonna
going
be
to be.
tough. I hope it go like I said. I hope it goes 7 games and it come down to the fourth quarter in game 7. That's as a basketball fan. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Now
Like
that man, listen, that would be a great script, right?
that's all I. I just want to see good basketball because I see that people be worrying about the ratings and who's in it, bro. I don't care. I just want to see great basketball. I don't care what team is in it, long as it's good basketball and it's competitive. I'm with it. I don't care about the market and you got to have a New York, you got to have LA. I don't care about none of that. I just want to see good basketball, and I feel like this playoff run have shown that teams win championships, not players. You
Yeah,
need
it done.
coaching. You got to have the whole thing from the front office to the coach to the players. Everybody has to be in sync for you to make it. and hopefully achieve the ultimate goal. So
Absolutely.
before we get out of here,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what recently what you been listening to and what you been watching?
Uh, well, for me, since I've been a heavy R&B move, so I've been listening to a lot of
Since
old
the show?
R&B ever since the verses and everything like that.
Yeah,
R&B, a lot of 90s R&B. We've been kicking and bobbing. To that, I just put up a post about that. We love our R&B night.
oh
We
yeah,
have
I
been
did see that.
chilling with the drinks. Ooh man, this type of vibe I've been on, but not really nothing. New. I listened to you know, the a couple new songs I'm out. I'm looking forward. I've been looking up at different concerts and shows that I'm trying to go to. Not concerts per se, but shows. So I'm thinking about seeing SWV and Drew Hill.
Of
Um,
course, it's a good one.
the thing that's on my list, on my mind to take a look at. I did want to see Music So Child at the Roots, but once I waited in line for 3 hours, and I it was a no for me, man. So
You was down there.
I seen it online. We did go down there. We was in line for 3 hours.
Was it bad like people were saying or
That was the first day. So I
okay?
guess people want to get in. They want to open the gates like at 7 or 8. My man, we was in line at 3 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Remember, it's supposed to open at 1.
That's
So something that
crazy.
was going on with the like it was saying at one stage that the building, the mud, the rain, all the rain was created a lot of hazardous, I guess. I don't even, so they had to bring mulch, sand. Now day two looked like it was back to business, but day one, yeah, a lot of people was in the line trying. You probably did got their refund for day one, but a lot of people was in line for a long time. It was people with the lines longer than us, like they was walking past us. Um, but yeah, we was in line. We went, man. We did. We got to 6:30. It was like, mind you, I said 6:30, and we still
Yeah.
and we didn't even get to the checkpoint yet.
Hey,
That's how
y'all
far that
was
is.
facing
And
the
then
same.
as we left, they was holding the other line now before you even get in when they trying to check to see what bag you bringing in. So that was backed all the way up. But they pushed the shows back. They got everybody to perform
Mhm.
late later, so everybody did. I did watch it online. News So Chocolate. That's what I wanted to see, and that's it. And I mean, as far as shows, my wife's catching up on Mission Impossible, so she's been watching every movie to, so
Nice.
we can go watch the new one.
The new one. Yeah.
She's on 6, so she got one more to go, and then she's caught up. Watching I guess what's that? Love Island just came back on, so I mean viewing that show. I like that show. I've been rewatching Power, of course.
The
OG,
original.
of course.
Yeah. It
My
ain't
boy,
nothing like it.
already know. I've been rewatching that too during my days when I have breaks. Um, but yeah, that's really all I've been into. How about you? What you listening to? What you watching?
I mean, me, I gotta stick with the Clips, man. Clips album coming back out. So
Yeah,
H Trumpets, I've been banging that. I'm happy for the Clips. Big fan of them. Can't wait to hear that. That real hip hop, thought provoking lyrics. Somebody with something to say. And then No Malice. My man Malice back, together. So I think that's dope. If y'all get a chance, check out H Trumpets. Some real rapping on there. What's crazy is I've been in I was just in a DMX the other day. I don't know why, but I got in my DMX bag.
man. Hey,
Um,
let's go.
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. The whole CD is a classic, but I told you one of my favorite songs of all time is called "Ready to Meet Him," where you be talking to God back and forth. I think that's one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that song. So, and watching, I haven't really had time to watch, but you know what? I've been watching this show called Sugar with Colin Farrell. Um,
Yeah. I need to. I ain't watching, but
yeah, it's slow at the beginning a little bit, but it was something different. I'll be trying to give different type of shows a chance. It's not bad. It's a little different, but it's not bad. I feel like if you went to like cop shows and stuff like that, or like what it remind me of? It remind me of a light version of Ray Donovan in a way.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a little more to it now. Cause I ain't watched the whole
He's a cleaner.
huh?
He's a cleaner, a fixer.
Yeah, no, reason why I say that's the way he operate, but no, he's from what
Yeah.
I'm looking at, he's a private investigator, but it seemed like the last episode I was watching is he's part of a collective though. That's why I said it. He the way he operates is kind of like Ray Donovan, but it's a bigger collective. Like it's look like it's about to open up into be something bigger. Like I don't know if it's a group of spies or like they like rogue spies that kind of come together, but then they get sent out in the world to do things. Like it's like a collective, which
Okay,
seems like I didn't expect it to be like that. When it started off, it just looked like he was like a private investigator, but not bad. So
got the trailer.
yeah,
Trailer.
not bad. I mean, we can also talk about how you feel about the way how Power Raising Canaan ended.
To be expected. I'm just glad they finally introduced the Breeze, and then we can move on from this and get the origins. That's all. But I, of course, they leave you on a cliffhanger at the end. The finale was okay. It was just popping at the end. Um, so I hope this. I actually hope they already done recording. Like they need to bring this back out. I mean, like sooner than later. You shouldn't even have us waiting for that body of work. Season 4 was okay. It wasn't. It didn't leave. It didn't do too much for me. But I look forward to season 5, and maybe this is the final season. I'm not sure
Yeah,
of
they
this
said five is
origin.
it. I think they said five
So,
is it. And then
they're
Force they pushed Force back. Force is done. That's the last season 2 coming out later this
going
summer.
into origin supposedly still. So we'll see. And
Yeah, the last
we got BMF still kicking. That's about to start next Friday, I think.
yeah, I'm good. The last season after was trash. Like they gotta get. But I did see the trailer. It say look like Lamar and is back. Lamar back. So
Yeah,
that's what made me like, all right, let me check it out.
that was
Because
by popular demand. I'm sure.
yeah, because like, but in real life, the person that they based him off of, he didn't die. So that's why I
All
ain't
right,
checked.
right. I read
Yeah.
that.
But other than that,
I see how they try to get him out. The drug thing, addition, and all that. That was a wild. That was a wild go back and forth, man. I tell you, man, that was a wild bull, man.
no, they need that because
See
last
this stuff,
last
man.
last season was whack.
Trust me, it's craziness.
Yeah, but I think this about to be either this season or next season supposed to be their last too.
Yeah. It looked like from the trailer, like they getting into just what the documentary was at with Meech having the braids. Once he had the braids and he moved out and they branched out doing their own thing and he was out in what you call it in the record label and the music. Once they got to that part, I knew it was getting close to
That
what
was about to
what
get
happened.
booked. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I watched the actual documentary, man. So I know it's getting close. They can't run that two more longer. But crazy how they said it was going to be canceled, but now we still got this season coming out. So I mean.
That was Bull just being doing what he do. But I think it's this season or at the most one more season.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
only last thing I would say is I got to check out Sinners for the third time with the 18 minutes extra to the them putting
yeah, man. I said that, man. I was watching those scenes where they basically showing the cleanup and stuff for the book,
Mhm.
which I agree with a lot of people that said on there, man. Honestly, they should have put it in there.
Yeah,
Like we should have felt that feeling of all that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So but I for marketing wise, it was a good thing. And now you go on digital, you go on this stuff, and now you have more people watching it because now you got an extended 18 minutes of stuff for different.
I mean,
So
I'm gonna watch it. And speaking before we got to, do you agree that it should be no sequel, like Ryan Coogler said, or should it be a sequel to Sinners?
well, if the director said, if Ryan says that it shouldn't be, then
You
we
rocking
just
with
need to
Ryan?
leave. You know how some stuff, we gotta leave, just leave well enough alone. Would
Yeah.
I want to see a sequel? Yes, I would love to see if the plan was just as I thought the plan was going to be as it go into different decades. As it now we're in the 90s with just stack and
Mhm.
whatever else happens, with that, and then transcend into the millennium, maybe a 3, 4, 5 type of movie. It could have did it. It could have did some verse like that. It still could. Now Amazon and Netflix talking about taking it over and are doing the sequels.
Yeah, but like you said, I'm don't be wrong. Me as a fan of the movie, I would love a sequel. But
Yeah,
if Ryan not attached to it,
yeah.
I'm
If he ain't attached to it, and I ain't really trying to support it like that. So it's
yeah,
like
because
if,
like I don't want them to mess it
he
up.
give it
Because
the go and he's an executive producer or something on it, and he ain't. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Like you know what I'm saying.
I want my man back in the director do his thing. He gotta. If he ain't doing that, then I'm a holler. Or I was thinking I seen some people talking about they should do a series. You ain't gotta make it a movie. Do a
Right.
series.
Or yeah, like a little mini
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
Little mini
background
series like
brothers.
Marvel does.
Yeah, like like the brothers when they went away, like before they came to the movie. That would be a great
Right.
series, or you know, or like you said, between what happened at the end of Sinners to the '90s, something like that. But like you said, if Ryan Coogler not attached, I'm good. I think, but great
Like
movie.
all that time with him and Mary, like how they survived through all that, and
Yeah,
then when he met Sammy when he was older, like you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
So like you could do a little series like that, 6 to 8 episodes, John, or something like that.
yeah.
Mini movie.
I'm available to start if they do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man.
I got my
I
tape ready.
I put my ticket in for actually, man. I'll send my casting video in, man. You know what I mean? We
Any
good.
last, any last words, man?
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, once again, as always, it's been a great show. Um, great here, man. This was the player. Like I said, we just gonna keep bringing it, man. You know,
Every week, better
so
and better.
next week better. But you know, all in all, I look forward to come back on here next week and say Patriots up 2-1, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, OKC gonna have them what? By next week, it might be 2-3-0, man. Yeah.
So that's how I look forward, man. As like words, I'm looking forward to this finals update next week
No,
for
we got
sure.
that joint on now. It's time to go. Let's go enjoy it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, champ. Another week, man. See y'all next week. Blessings.
Be blessed.